just got to begin to chase a dream that is bigger than you.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to make a spinach strawberry salad with feta and walnuts, and we're going to use many different great brain food ingredients. So we're going to start with 6 cups of spinach. So just fill your bowl with spinach. That's our leafy greens, right? You could use any leafy greens you wanted. You could mix it up. You could put in some kale. You could put in some spring greens, some arugula, whatever you like. But leafy greens are key, remember, when we're eating for brain health. Then we're going to take about a cup of strawberries. I have sliced and chopped some strawberries here. Again, I think it's a salad, right? You don't have to be perfect with measuring. Put in how much you like. And then we've got a 1/4 cup of walnuts. So remember, nuts are a really great brain and heart healthy food. Lots of great unsaturated fats. Walnuts in particular are a really great source of antioxidants and healthy fats. They actually have a little bit of omega-3 in there. If you like, you can roast those first. Just throw them in a pan and just heat them a little bit, and it'll give a nice roasted flavor. But those walnuts are already chopped. And then we're going to do a 1/4 cup of feta. Now, remember when we talked about dairy, we suggested using reduced fat dairy. It cuts down on some of that saturated fat that's hard on the heart and hard on the brain. So this is a reduced fat, already crumbled feta cheese. I'm going to dump that right in. And when it's reduced fat and it's a dairy product, it just means instead of using that whole fat milk, they've used a 2% reduced fat. Still a good flavor, still a great consistency. So really going to be delicious in this salad. And then we're just going to make a really simple dressing. It's kind of a balsamic vinaigrette. So if you have one you already like, you could use that, but so easy to put together if you want to do it yourself. So I'm going to do 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. And this is not going to be a big amount of dressing. I like to do it in a little Tupperware container where I can just mix it up. When I do a bigger batch, I like to do it in a mason jar because then you can shake it up easily. And then anything that doesn't get used, you just put the lid on and pop it right back in the fridge and have it for later. So remember, olive oil is one of the key ingredients of the Mediterranean diet. Really good source of unsaturated fats as well. Good for the heart. So I've got 1.5 tablespoons of the olive oil. And then I'm going with a nice balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of that. Add that to my dressing. And it does call for 2 teaspoons of shallots. A shallot looks like a really small red onion. I actually just used red onion here. They're very similar. They're part of the same family. A red onion is a little more pungent, has a little bit more kick. So if you like the more muted flavor, a shallot would be a good option. It calls for 2 teaspoons. So I'm just going to take a couple of those. Now we're going to shake this up. The recipe also calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper in that dressing. I always like to go really light on those things because you can always add them later. And if the flavor is good enough without the salt, then why not save that, that sodium? So I just sprinkle a little bit in, and I'm going to shake up this dressing. And that's it. That's our whole salad, you guys. So it looks really nice. It's a really pretty one, really easy to do. But pour this dressing on, and then take your tongs and mix it up. And I actually have one here all ready to go where I dumped the dressing on, the feta, the walnuts, the shallots are mixed in that dressing. Really nice. This would be perfect paired with maybe some chicken breast or some grilled salmon, maybe a little quinoa or whole grain on the side, and you have a perfectly healthy and healthy for your brain dinner. So thanks so much for joining me. Take care.